Shemai GTA chums, this video is all about the 5 reasons you have to buy an Avenger, which is discounted this week with 30% off at Warstock Cash and Carry. But reason number 1 is that it's easy to call, so if you just go to your menu and services and Avenger and request the Avenger, you can see I've already got it. Now there is another thing as well with the Avenger, is that you can request the Avenger thruster. Now this is something you can add at Charlie's, which is in your hangar, and it's quite a nice little vehicle. It's not weaponized like the other thruster. I think it's about 700 grand, and it's just a nice way to get out of a tight situation. But also with reason number 1, since it's quite easy to call, is that the Avenger itself is quite a good vehicle for getting around the map with. So it's got VTOL, it's based on the Osprey kind of helicopter plane thing that the Americans have. You can get the hold as well there. So to take off, it's nice and easy. It's a VTOL aircraft. I'll show you the gear up. The gear up button, which is G on PC, but if you press and hold G, we'll go into flight mode. You see the helicopter rotors there to rotate into plane mode, and then we can get across the map quite easily. So that is reason number 1, and what a nice aircraft it is to fly as well. Nice and easy for anybody. Reason number 2, we have the vehicle and weapons workshop, which can be upgraded, added, if you press E to enter your Avenger there. We can upgrade this Insurgent. Now not only, if it's a standard Insurgent pickup custom, as in the Pegasus version, you can make it your own for about 150 grand or something like that, but you can add all this stuff like the proximity mine, the guns, weapons. We can add the 50 cal machine gun. That is 3 times more powerful than the standard one. So that is it, and you unlock that with the bunker research. So let's get out of the vehicle and I'll show you the other part. So the weapons workshop. Now this is amazing, and this will give you access to the Mark II weapons. So you'll be able to put the heavy barrel on the Sniper Mark II, for example, and you'll also be able to put on the extended clip. Well, that's already there, but the explosive rounds to take down aircraft. But as well as that, and I think even better, you have the thermal scope. So this is how you pick out players from a mega long distance away and blast them to smithereens. So, and there's all the Mark II weapons are brilliant, and you need to look at them for this one because it's amazing stuff. So that is reason number 2. Reason number 3 is the missions. Just like the MLC, we can now access missions, but unlike the MLC, it costs you money. You need to purchase the operations terminal from Charlie in the hangar for about $1 and a bit million, and then we can access these missions. There's 2 of them. Project Overthrow. Now this is the kind of story mode kind of missions, and you need to complete the first 3 in order to unlock the discount for the Raiju jet. Now that will essentially the cost of the terminal will write off that discount. So if you're not going to buy the Raiju jet, overall it's not worth purchasing, but the missions are quite decent because they will pay you money. Now these are the LSA operations missions, and Surgical Strike is very much the best and easiest to do, which I will show you now and while I'm talking through these. So 53 grand it'll cost, you will get, and it varies the payout for each one, but that is decent for quite a quick job. The other one is Whistleblower. There is a cooldown with this one, 50 grand. Now these missions alone probably aren't enough to purchase the terminal, but they are very good, just of spending time while you're waiting for the Chaos Perico to cool down. The last one is the direct action. Now this takes the longest. It is fun, but it's kind of insta-kill. I'd recommend doing it with some chums because that makes it a lot easier. The other 2, you can blast things to pieces by yourself a lot easier. So that is reason number 3. Reason number 4 is the sheer amount of armour. Just like the MLC, it can take many missiles, but the rotors can be taken down with the explosive sniper. A little bit easier for people who know what they're doing, but this will take, as you'll see here, 7 RPGs, so it'll take twice as many of those when you've got a driver in the seat. So heavily armoured, it's going to take a lot to take it down. Nice. Reason number 5 is firepower. Now this thing has recently had the addition of guns, which can be operated by the driver, because perhaps they thought it was too powerful to have the driver having any guns, because you have those rockets on the back, which I will show you in a minute, but these guns, they're not too great. The missiles, of course, are excellent. They're just like any aircraft missiles, they'll blow anything to smithereens. Not only that, if you press and hold E, you have the bombing bay opening, and look at that. I mean, it just destroys everything. You don't need to know the bombs. You've seen that before. Look at that. Amazing, amazing stuff. So let's gain a little height, and what I'll show you next is that you can put it into hover mode. So if you go to your services, Avenger, engage autopilot. Now if you we'll press and hold E to get into the cockpit. Now if you have installed the lock-on jammer, that will now work once you're in autopilot mode, but you need to install that from the hangar via Charlie. However, and then you can get in your gun platform. Now this is another one you can get from Warstock Cash and Carry, the Avenger turret. Now when you've got a couple of chums in the back, it's amazing because they can be working on this and just blowing stuff to smithereens. So look at this. It's absolutely overpowered when you've got a couple of chums in this. Now people can take you down generally by targeting your rotors, because you know, the lock-on jammer isn't going to stop people from using explosive snipers. But you can see if you're flying, they're going to find that pretty tricky to target you, especially with two chums on the guns, because two chums can be facing forward. You've got different turrets. So here's the back one. This can take down any aircraft. That's with a third chum, and here's the other one. So we've got two different perspectives on the ground. They are amazing and well overpowered. Insta kills on many targets and certainly on people. And any armoured vehicles don't last very long with these, that's for certain. So that is reason number 5 and the final reason. As a special mention, if you have wanted level, just jump in the back of your Avenger and you will lose the filth straight away. So as just like the MOC, it has a lot of similarities. It does a lot of the same things. It has slightly better missions, but the missions do cost you money. So if you already have the MOC, you might not have a good enough reason to purchase the Avenger. But if you already have the Raiju as well, there's probably not a good enough reason to purchase the operations terminal. Then maybe it's not for you. But if you have some chums who like to get in the back and shoot stuff, and it's heavily armoured, this is probably the vehicle for you just for that reason. But it's also a great option just to have it for getting around the map. So it's certainly worth consider for sure while it's on discount this week. And what a weapons platform it is now. A super treat. If you found this useful, like, subscribe, but thank you very much for watching.